Alright, so here we are, the first video of our new note packet. You should be on page 1. Alright, and we are going to combine lesson 9 and lesson 10 together. So make sure you're following along and you're on the right page of your notes. So we're on page 1 here, and it says to make paper mache, the art teacher mixes water and flour. For every 2 cups of water, she needs to mix in 3 cups of flour to make the paste. Find equivalent ratios for the relationship 2 cups of water to 3 cups of flour. And it says to put it in the table below. Alright, so if we have 2 cups of water, we then have 3 cups of flour. They told us that. So if we go then to 4 cups of water, we would then have 6 cups of flour. If we go to 8 cups of water, we would have 9 cups of flour. And then if we had 10, oh, I skipped 6. I'm going to go back. Alright, if we had 6 cups of water, we would then have 9 cups of flour. If we had 8 cups of water, we would have 12. And if we had 10 cups of water, we would have 15 cups of flour. So right now we're going to look at the pattern going down. So from here to here, 2 to 4, we added 2. From 4 to 6, we added 2. From 6 to 8, we added 2. And we did the same thing from 8 to 10. Right? On the other side here, from 3 to 6, we added 3. And if we go all the way down, we added 3 every time. Alright, so we know these ratios are equivalent because we added the same thing going down every time. Or you could say that the value of the ratio is the same. Alright, so that's example 1. Alright, we're going to look at example 2 really fast here. Javier has a new job designing websites. He's paid at a rate of $700 for every 3 pages of web content that he builds. Create a ratio table to show the total amount of money Javier has earned in ratio to the number of pages he has built. Alright, so we know that total pages, if he builds 3 pages, he earns $700. So now if we add 3 here, we would get 6. Alright, so we can add 3 across the top and fill in the top numbers first. So go ahead and do that. Alright, now on the bottom we're going to add 700 every time. So 700 plus 700 would give us 1,400. 1,400 plus 700 would give us 2,100. Alright, and we're going to keep going and fill that in. Across the bottom, adding 700 every time. Alright, so on the top, we said that we added 3 every time. You can see that. And on the bottom, we added 700 every time. Alright, so now if we answer the question, it says Javier is saving up to purchase a used car that costs $4,300. How many pages will Javier need to build so he can pay for it? Alright, if it's $4,300, that means he can't just build 18 pages because that's not enough money. He would have to build 21 pages to have enough money. So you would say Javier would have to build 21 pages. Alright, so that's example 2. Now we're going to go to exercise 1. Alright, let's read it all together first. We've got spraying plants with cornmeal juice is a natural way to prevent fungal growth on plants. It is made by soaking cornmeal in water using 2 cups of cornmeal for every 9 gallons of water. It says complete the ratio table. Alright, so I'm going to fill in the first line here. So it's 2 cups of cornmeal or 9 gallons of water. Alright, now I want you to pause the video and I want you to fill in the ratio table on your own now. Alright, so you can see here on the left hand side we added 2 every time going down. Alright, and on the right hand side we added 9 every time going down. Alright, so make sure you have your table filled out properly. Alright, part A says how many cups of cornmeal should be added to 45 gallons of water? If we look at the table, 45 gallons of water means we need 10 cups of cornmeal. Alright. Part B says Paul has only 8 cups of cornmeal. How many gallons of water should he add if he wants to make as much cornmeal juice as he can? So if he has 8 cups of cornmeal, we look up at the table. That means he should add 36 gallons of water. Alright. We're going to skip part C for now. Alright, so that is all for lesson 9, but we're going to keep going. Alright, we are going to skip page 3, and we're going to do that in class. We're going to go on to lesson 10 now. Alright, so lesson 10, the first example, says imagine that you are making a fruit salad. For every quart of blueberries you add, you would like to put in 3 quarts of strawberries. It says create 3 ratio tables that show the amount of blueberries and strawberries you would need to use to make fruit salad for the greater number of people. Alright, so number 1 says for 1 quart of blueberries, we put in 3 quarts of strawberries. Alright, table 1 should contain amounts where you have added fewer than 10 quarts of blueberries. Alright, so we are going to add, we're going to write down on the left side 2, 3, and 4. So now in lesson 10, instead of working down, we're going to look across now. So now to get from 1 to 3, we see that we multiplied by 3. So now for 2, we are going to multiply by 3 here, and we know that 2 times 3 is 6. And if we do 3 times 3 is 9. And 4 times 3 is 12. So this is another way you can fill in these tables. You can also look across rather than going down. Right, so we're just giving you a different option here. Table 2 says it should contain amounts of blueberries between 10 and 50 quarts. Alright, we're going to do that a little different. On table 2, we are going to put the numbers on the side 6, 8, 10, 12, and 15. Alright, so we know we are always going to multiply by 3 going across. So if we go across for 6 and we multiply by 3, we get 18. Alright, 8 times 3 is 24. 10 times 3 is 30. 12 times 3 is 36. And 15 times 3 is 45. Alright. One more I want to look at. In table 3, I just want to fill in the numbers 50 and 100, and I want you to pause the video and try to fill it in on your own first, and then come back and check your answers. Alright, so you should see then for 50 quarts of blueberries, you should have 150 quarts of strawberries. And for 100 quarts of blueberries, you should have 300 quarts of strawberries. Alright, so the pattern, you could say, you want to write yourself a little note on this page, that now we are going across rather than down. And now we multiply by 3. Alright, so that is page 4. Alright, so we are going to skip page 5 and move on to page 6 now. Alright, page 6 says the following tables were made incorrectly. Find the mistake, then create the correct table and state the ratio that was used. So in number 3, or in the first table here, we see we are going from 3 to 24, so we're going to ask ourselves 3 times what gives us 24, and we know 3 times 8 is 24. Now we're going to check the next one. 5 times 8 is 40, so we're still good. Now we're looking at 7 times 8 is not 52, so we need to cross that one off, and that is 56. Alright, and then 9 times 8 is 72. So next to it, we're going to fill in the proper one. We're going to correct the mistakes so the left-hand side stays the same. But now we have 24, 40, 56, and 72. Alright, so now it asks us to state the ratio that was used. Alright, but we're actually going to find the value, the ratio value. So we're going to take that top line in the table, and we're going to write it as a fraction, 3 over 24. Now to find the value, remember, we have to simplify. So we're going to divide by 3 on the top and on the bottom. So our value here is 1 over 8. Alright. I want you to try part B on your own, and we will go over it in class, and we'll answer any other questions that you have tomorrow.